Yo, what's going on, guys? It's KA Media, Kane and Aiden in the building today with episode 4. We got some good stuff for you guys today. So, we want to jump right into it?
Let's jump into it. Let's do it.
So, one of the main things I'm interested in terms of sports is like UFC as a whole. I'm big into it. I do predictions. I do all that. Kane's not really into it as much.
I've tried. I
Yeah.
really have tried.
No, he actually has. He watched a few times. I don't really know like his biggest like. Maybe it's not like it. It's not for everybody,
We're
right?
gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. But I think too, like, I don't know. I think it's good for us to have like differences in this because it kind of like helps us broaden the conversation.
Absolutely.
So one thing we'll talk about is why isn't the UFC more mainstream? So I kind of have some reasons why I think that it is, and he got some for him. So do you want me to start off first, or?
Go ahead. Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay. So my first thing I wrote down was the misconception of be like, oh, fighters are mean or they're bad people. When in reality, is if you watch it, a lot of times they're hugging each other, they're cool every time after the fight. So I think for me, I'm kind of like, I think people have this misconception of just like, oh, they're bad people, or I don't want to support that, like whatever. When in reality, like the fighters themselves treat it as a sport, so it shouldn't be seen as like this major like. I don't know, I feel like people view it as almost like a dystopian kind of thing where it's just like, oh, these guys are just killing each other in there. When in reality, like, everyone's getting paid, they're cool. Like, a lot of times they don't even hate each other. Like,
Yeah, that is something I've noticed when I have watched it is that a lot of times, like, even if, like, because you know how before the fights they show, like, the clips of, like, what happened throughout the week and, like, them talking crap or whatever. Even if they're, like, talking crap, like, the whole week, like, saying they're going to murder each other on television. Like, they do oftentimes, like, more times than not, I feel like they do kind of dap it up at the end, like, show each other respect.
Yeah, I'll say they do that 90% of the time, honestly. That's really rare that they don't do it. And I think if they don't, it's kind of like a lot of times people don't like that guy then that didn't or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was one of the main ones. The second one I got was the people that hate grappling. They'll be like, all they do is hug.
Okay, yeah.
So I think that's a pretty big one because I think honestly for me, like I can admit, right, grappling is not as fun as striking.
No.
For sure, it's not. I know that. I already know that's one of yours now. Just try how you react to that.
It wasn't one I planned on talking about, but it is definitely true. Because, like, I mean, as a casual, what do you want? Like, punch him in the face, kick his butt, like, you know, like,
yeah.
like you want to see like good stuff. You want to see takedowns. You want to see knockouts as a casual fan.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I do think when there is grappling, it is a little.
Yeah.
That's not one of the reasons why I think it's not mainstream, but I think it is something that turns people
I think
off.
that is a major disconnect between like boxing fans. Is because like you gotta think what's the boxing market versus the MMA market. It's a big difference, but honestly, I feel like it. I don't know. As someone who's watched both, I feel like MMA is a lot more entertaining to me, and I think even with that, like the grappling, like all I can really say is like it's just part of the sport. And you also have 8 champions, and 7 out of 8 of them are strikers. So it's kind of like this whole idea that like it's a lot of grapplers. In reality, like I look at the last fight, only like I would say. Out of 11 fights, I would say 3 of them were like mainly grappling and kind of boring. So it's like, I mean, looking at 8 out of, you know what I'm talking about? So it's like, 3 out of 11. Like, what's the percentage on that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very low. So I think that is just kind of like, if you don't like that, then you can always look who's, you know, you can always do some research on that. Like, or ask somebody. I'll tell you straight up. You because you ask me sometimes. Oh, is this one that's worth watching?
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, be like, I mean, like this fight's probably gonna be boring, or you know, these guys are both really good on the feet, so it'd be a good fight. So there's a lot of like, you can always ask, or like if you don't want to watch that, it's fine, or you know what I mean. Like so, I think it's just a big misconception. Like, I don't know. Another one too is poor marketing. Sometimes, bro. And this kind of goes on my next one, where it's like Dana White, bro, is just so checked out, bro. It's crazy.
It's really not advertised, to your point. I mean, even for like random NBA Saturday night games, like you see commercials all week for it.
Yeah.
UFC, you don't. I mean, I'm gonna talk about like my reason. I think one of them is kind of about that, but yeah, it's you definitely don't.
It's
see
rough. And you have things like the Apex, bro. No average fan is gonna care. The Apex. No average person is gonna care about that. hey, these guys are fighting and they have no fans there. You trying to watch this?
That's lame. That's like COVID. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, okay, as like a fan, like as like a guy who watches every fight, it's not like the end of the world or whatever, but like it's definitely lame. Like it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like, do you think if two guys are fighting and the fans are going crazy, do you think something's more likely to be exciting then, or if there's no one there?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you know what I mean? It definitely amps up the stakes. It makes it more entertaining. You have reactions. You have, crowd footage from the. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, would you rather watch an NBA game in the bubble or NBA Finals game in the bubble or NBA Finals game in Madison Square Garden? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Obviously, Madison Square
The
Garden.
bubble hoops was fire.
Bubble hoops was fire,
But it was fire for what it was. It wasn't fire because it was fire.
Yeah, well, it was fire. But yeah, I know what you mean.
But I think bubble hoops though, like, I think the product was fire. You know what I'm saying? So like the product carried that. Yeah. If it wasn't the case, then it would be different. I think it kind of backflips where they're kind of different. Whereas for the NBA bubble, like you have every NBA player is good.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times that pressure can kind of get to your head of the crowd or whatever. So you see a lot of these guys who maybe have too much pressure in a crowd just play basketball and they play better because of that. Where I think in fighting, it's kind of like. You can get a little resurgence or whatever from the crowd or whatever, but I don't really think anyone's out here getting nervous because of that. I mean, you have someone really trying to punch you and kick you in the face. I think you're more worried about what's going on in the octagon than outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are some of the biggest reasons why.
Okay.
And the marketing is pretty bad, bro. I think the main tell for that is just to look at the way like the McGregor stuff has already started. Because you know about the McGregor fight, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you heard about that?
Decent amount of times. Yeah.
And then you look at the last fight in the White House. You heard about that a lot. But even honestly, the White House marketing, I thought it was kind of poor, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it was just all. The only thing you really heard about it was politics, and nothing about the actual fighting.
And you have AI promos and all this crap, and then like the card was kind of a letdown in terms of not in terms of product. Product was fire, but in terms of like the build up, the matchmaking, a lot of people were let down, including my. I mean, I wasn't one of those guys that thought it sucked, right? But sometimes I'm like, I want to see 11 fights. I don't want to see 6 fights. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I gotta say, even as a casual, shout out Justin Gaethje, bro. Like that man. Like I saw him before in the interview. Like he's like, I just want to make my country proud. Like no American says that.
Yeah,
that's really cool. It's like see an American go out there say that. Fight at the White House and then beat the guy that no one thought he was gonna beat.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The product was fire. I think honestly, people were hating on it a lot because they thought the main event was gonna be a one-sided beatdown, and I myself thought that. Right, I'm not gonna lie. I picked Topuria to win by like second round knockout, which he almost did. But I mean, I was the main event was fire, bro. I don't know. I was definitely surprised with that, and I think that boosted up a lot more than people are giving it credit. But I don't know. It's just like the way bro, you see the AI promos they did for it?
I did not.
Dude, it was so bad. They had AI promos like Perea walking up to the White House. It was so bad.
Like they were being like during the event they were like, America's had a lot of great moments. George Washington helped us win the Revolutionary War. And now we're fighting in UFC. I'm like, don't compare. Do not compare UFC.
That's actually kind of annoying.
No.
For real, America's never stopped fighting. Here's a card with 15 Brazilians. Yeah. Like, all right, bro. Like, that makes no sense.
I don't know.
But I mean, I don't know. It's like that was one that was annoying, bro. I get a whole history lesson every time you're trying to watch something, bro. It was actually kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I knew you had some reasons. So what were yours?
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna kind of come at this as like obviously since I'm a casual, it's gonna be more of like a society like viewpoint on it.
Yeah.
I think number one, the main reason for me why I don't think it's as mainstream as like other sports is because I just don't think that kind of fighting is appealing to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like when you look at boxing, I mean, I'm a casual, so maybe I can't even say this. I feel like from my perspective with boxing, there's going to be some like tough blows, you know, there's going to be some hard shots to the face. With like UFC, like you're seeing a lot of graphic stuff every night, and I just don't think that's appealing for a lot of people. I also think too, like thinking about like kids, like, you know, a lot of parents, whether you think it's right or wrong, we're not talking about that. I'm just talking about the sheer standpoint of like a lot of parents probably don't want their kids watching that.
Yeah.
don't want their little kids watching that. Whereas like football, like or baseball or basketball or whatever. I mean, how does it start for a lot of people as a kid? I remember, being in the car one time asking my mom what the closest baseball team to us was, and she told me that it was the Rangers, and that's how when I played baseball when I was little, and that's how I got watching the Rangers.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of kids watch football and basketball because their dads take them and their dads show them. For UFC, I think a lot of parents don't want their little kids, and so like you don't get that like. Oh, I'm sure there are instances where,
the nostalgia kind of basis.
Yeah, you don't get like that. Oh, I've been a baseball fan since I was little because passed down to my family, and I'm sure in some cases that is the case for UFC.
No, that's fair. Yeah,
just not as like mainstream. So I think that's the main reason. Number one, number two for me was because the pay-per-view thing.
Oh yeah,
how it just now got off pay-per-view. I think that. Now that it's more accessible, I think we'll probably start to see it get more mainstream. I'd say over the next 5-10 years. I don't know how long. Do you know how long the deal with Paramount is? However long it is. I mean,
I think it's 7 years.
Okay, if it's 7 years, we'll start to see it go big. More over the next 7 years. So, I think that's it for me. The main thing was that it's not appealing to a lot of people. Number one, or number two. Like I said, the pay-per-view. I have two more. I think number three for me is that crap, what was I gonna say? I was thinking about my other one and then I forgot on this one. Anyways, I'll just go to my next one. I don't know how true this is because I'm a kind of a casual and I don't know how much this really affects it, but I was kind of thinking about this when I was researching the topic. I almost wonder if it's a turnoff to people that their favorite fighters are not fighting very often. I bring that up because in a basketball game, barring injury, you got a lot of chances to see LeBron play. How many games has LeBron played in his career? A lot. How many games has Shohei Ohtani played in his career? A lot. You're going to get to see Patrick Mahomes when you turn on a Chiefs game. With UFC, the top fighters are. That's why there was one guy, I don't remember who it was, but I was watching, a UFC. Like, I'm like, I've tried to get into it. Obviously, I watched a couple, but I remember watching one, probably earlier this year. And, he, put his belt on the line, a bunch of times. And he lost that fight that I watched. But, just for the sheer standpoint that he put his belt out there a lot of times.
Oh, Merab?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I was like, dang.
He fought 4 times in a year.
Yeah, I was respect.
Yeah.
But, think about, how the best fighters are fighting, what, twice a year? How many times is Islam Makhachev fighting? Twice?
Oh yeah, no, not even. He fights once a year.
So I think once a year. So I think that's and then what? How long? There's a chance that these fights are 5 minutes?
Yeah,
2 minutes. So I think that's a turnoff for a lot of people, and that just reminded me of my second point. And I noticed this on the White House card because I tried to watch the White House card. I was like, all right, look, if I get into any UFC event, it's gonna be this one, right?
Yeah.
The time in between fights killed me. And I don't know if that was just for the White House card or if that's kind of for every card, whatever.
Yeah.
I just think with other sports, what you're going to get when it comes to the breaks. It's on time. With UFC, it's if there's back-to-back knockouts, you're watching UFC for almost an hour and you've seen what? You could potentially have seen 5 minutes worth of fighting.
Yeah.
That I think is a turnoff for me and I think a lot of other people.
And honestly, I think with the Paramount era, that's actually one thing they've done a lot better of. Whereas
good.
I'm seeing main events at 9:30 now. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before, which honestly, I don't remember really keeping track before, but I remember numbered events are kind of different, but I always remember seeing main events at 11:30 or 12, or you're kind of getting there. And I think the White House one, I don't think it was over till dang near 1 a.m.
Yeah, that was another thing that I was going to point out too. And like you said, it is. I've noticed it's better on the Paramount era because I've texted you this too. I was like, wow, it's on the Paramount era. It's way better. But I'm kind of an old head when it comes to sleep schedule.
Yeah.
I go to sleep early. I'm not staying up till 12, especially these are on Saturday nights. A lot of people have church in the morning.
Yeah.
For me, I got church in the morning. I got early church in the morning. I'm not staying up till 1 a.m. to watch the fight. And it's here's the thing too. If you're watching another sporting event, the best it's gonna get is right at the start.
Yeah.
Right. That's the bet. You're 7 o'clock. Okay, basketball game starts at 7 o'clock. The final starts at 7. That's the main event. With UFC, it's the main events with the old ones, the main events are starting at midnight. It's like, well, I'm not gonna if I'm not even gonna stay up for the main thing, then what's the point in even watching it at all?
Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing for me, and I'm interested to see like what you're like as a diehard like UFC fan, like what your thoughts are on my reasons overall. Like, what would your response be?
I mean, I think a lot of those make sense, especially like just like the time thing, because I've been there. I feel like the White House card, if it honestly felt like it was an hour between each fight.
And that was on a Sunday night. Like people got work in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like even for me, I was over here like I think I worked that day too. I think I worked like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. like right, So I got off of work and I'm just like, bro, I'm tired, man. I'm taking naps like just to stay up late. And it was a good time. Like I had a lot of fun watching it, but I mean it did suck because of that. And I think too, yeah, like, there's not a lot of nostalgia based on it. It's all kind of based off like, oh, did you ever catch a fight whenever you were younger? Because I didn't really watch that many fights whenever I was younger. The only time I watched a fight is maybe someone hosted a party for a big one, like a McGregor fight. So maybe I went there when I was a kid and probably didn't even stay for the main event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is an interesting topic too. Like, obviously it's like we're not trying to like get into like anything too like crazy, but it's like even like thinking like would you let your young kids watch it? And like I'm kind of thinking like this may be where we differ a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know that I would. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I would have to really think about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like it depends how old.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if my kid's like in elementary,
I'm
and
talking
they watch
elementary age. Yeah, that's what I'm talking like. Because think about it. When do kids get into other sports? 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. I'm talking that range. Would you let your kid watch UFC? I don't think I would.
I think if my kid is able to understand that you're not supposed to punch people when you go to school, I think it's okay. Because I mean, in reality, like I think there's valuable lessons in there where it's like you can look at it as like, oh, they're just like fighting. DC reference, they're just fighting. But like also I'm gonna get into that in a second. Hold up. But I mean, like if you're old enough to like tell the difference and like also be able to see like, oh, like sure these guys are going at it, but there's also a respect thing here. And I think too, there's a lot of inspiration in it too, where it's kind of like, you just keep getting hit and hit, but you keep going. And I think for me, it's kind of like, I think it's inspiring too in a way. So I don't see it all as, I think people kind of see it all, it's all negative, all violence. But for me, I also see it as just like pushing the human body to the limit of how much one person can take. And it's not always a negative thing of just, you know what I mean? I think people see blood and they're like, oh, whatever. Like in reality, that's life. How many times are you gonna get hit in your life? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely don't see it as all negative for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would let my elementary aged kid watch it. But then again, I mean that's also too like if you're watching a hockey game with your 8-year-old and they start throwing like you're like I would prefer that this is just a hockey game with no fights and y'all just got, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'm saying. So I think honestly,
like again, that's not a good lesson either. Oh, when you get mad at your opponent, you can just fist fight him like you don't want 8-year-olds. So,
that's what I'm trying to say. If they're old enough to like. No, that's not right, or to be like, oh, this is a sport and this isn't like how I'm gonna treat an everyday problem. If you're able to look at that, then I feel like you can watch it. But if you're gonna like watch one fight and then you go to school the next day and you're punching kids, then you're not allowed to watch it.
Have a main event in the cafeteria.
Yeah, prelim starting over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they got the MSG. You know.
It's an interesting conversation. I'd be interested to see like what parents have to say about it. Obviously we're not parents, but like just thinking about that, I don't think I would let my elementary aged kid watch it. If my middle school aged kid, high school aged kid wanted to watch it, that would probably be a little different. Yeah, but yeah, I'd be interested to see what parents do.
And I think a lot of stuff like different people can handle like certain things. You know what I mean? Like I look at me like there's certain things that every kid likes and doesn't like. Like some kids are gonna play GTA and want to steal something, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which I mean, I wouldn't let my elementary kid play GTA. It's not good. Yeah. 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 But I think honestly, like when you compare to other things in the world, that wouldn't be my top priority of things that I would not let my kids see or try to prevent them from seeing. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not even top 10 or top 20 probably. Sure. So for me, it's kind of like you just kind of do what you can. Like, I don't know, if you're, like I said, if you're gonna punch a kid at school, then
Yeah, you're not watching it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting conversation.
But I think for some people too, they can almost be an outlet in a way where it's kind of like maybe they are that kid that's doing that, and going into combat kind of helps them be more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of positives too. I think, like I said, people think it's all negative. Like a lot of these people, a lot of these fighters probably weren't always good people, but that helped them calm themselves down and become better people. So I think you got to look at it from that way too. So I mean, it's definitely interesting though.
Yeah, for sure. I would be really interested to see like maybe I should do like some more research. I'd be interested to see what parents have to say about that, even what like fighters have to say about that. And I'll be interested to see too. One thing I do respect a lot of these fighters, like a lot of them are like good, like following Christians, you know. A lot of them, thank God. I'll be interested to see what they have to say too, their perspective on it. So yeah, definitely interesting conversation. I definitely after having that, I definitely would want to do some more research for sure.
Yeah, but I think now we're gonna get to our next segment, which is gonna be Pixar moments.
We go from beating each other half to death to wholesome moments.
And look, man, and that's coming from me, right? So that shows you right there. That's the impact right there. I can talk about people beating each other up, but also, man, I like to talk about joy and happiness. You know, you don't have to be angry all the time, bro.
Love it.
Love is awesome. But so for Pixar moments, basically, I'm trying to think of a definition for this. I would say it's that moment. I feel like Pixar is known for having very deep emotional connections or like emotional moments. And I think what I mean by that is just like it's that moment in the movie. So we're kind of going to get into some of our favorites. So I'll start off since you kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go for
since it was kind of my idea or whatever.
Go for it.
Yeah, it was my idea.
It was Aiden's idea.
Nah, but I'm just mean like I kind of saw like I heard some stuff talking about it. There was actually one. You didn't watch Toy Story 5 yet.
I'm not. I'm going to see it this weekend.
Okay, so I won't say anything.
Don't spoil.
But there is a cool one in there.
Okay.
You know.
I'll be ready for that.
But so the first one I put on here was in Soul. Whenever he finally gets back to his body and he plays like the piano on the stage and he finally has this big moment, but then afterwards he kind of realizes like, oh, like everything I wanted actually wasn't what I wanted, you know, and there's more to life than just one thing, like you know what I mean. And I think that's a big moment because you can tell yourself, oh, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, and then you get it, and then you realize that everything that you maybe disregarded to get to here actually meant more to you than that. You know what I mean? So I think
definitely
that was a big
did
moment.
that with work. I was like, once I get there enough times, I'll be, and then I'm like, no, there needs to be more to me than that. Yeah. I didn't put that one on there, but I did think about that one.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones, honestly. But I have like two more. So you got one?
I have actually a lot. I have a sad list, a hype list, and a funny list. So I guess my first sad moment, the opening scene from Up with Carl and Ellie's. With Carl and Ellie's life, that was up there for me.
That was tough, bro.
Tough one.
I think we all should have teared that one.
How many do you have?
I just have 3, but I can think of more, honestly.
Okay.
We're gonna expand on some more.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
Then like in Finding Dory, when she recognizes all the rocks, she finds her home. That one was deep, bro. Honestly,
that one,
I don't think I've seen that movie since I saw it in theaters.
I don't think I have either.
It's funny because I thought it was really good, and I just never watched it again.
I don't think I have either.
So it kind of makes you wonder, was it that good? Like, I kind of want to rewatch it because I don't know. Like I said, I haven't even thought about watching it, honestly.
Yeah. That's a good one, though. That's a really good one. My next sad one, this honestly, for me, as a Toy Story kid, might have been the most sad I've ever been in a Pixar movie. When Andy gives up his toys to Bonnie and they play one last time before he goes to college. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch, that hurt. Like, that's so real. Like, you don't think about that. Like, I've seen when I was on TikTok, this was a trend, like, right before I got off TikTok, but, like, the moms, like, for their son's, like, 18th birthday, like, getting out the kids' old toys. Like, I'm not a crier, but, like, dang, bro. Like, I'm gonna cry. I don't know if you've seen that.
Makes you feel bad for the toys I used to have, bro. Cause
I know.
I have no idea where they're at. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So that one definitely was.
And actually, Loki, you can see my Pixar shelf. Well, I got the inverted camera. You see my Pixar shelf right here. You can't see it that well, but there's Eve and Wall-E in the Up house right there.
Let's go.
There's also some Toy Story stuff up there too.
Let's go.
But that's probably my favorite shelf. But for my other one, I got the Inside Out when she plays the Core Memories.
Oh, that's
That
a
one was good,
one.
bro.
I have Inside Out too, but I have Bing Bong. So I
Bing
didn't
Bong.
even think about
Yeah,
that.
no,
one.
that's a bang. That's a good one.
I didn't even think about that.
And
one.
honestly,
That's a good
too, that was my biggest complaint about Inside Out 2 was like, I'm I'm sorry, like just like the climax of Inside Out 2 just did not do
one.
it
Like the
for me.
whole thing being centered around the hockey camp.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that, and it was just like the big climax was like her having an anxiety attack,
Yeah.
and it's like that's real, right? You know, I think people can relate to that.
Yeah.
I've had, you know, we've all had a probably panic attack before, but I think for me it was just kind of like, I don't know. It's not like disrespectful to say that because it's like as someone who I've struggled with that before too, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like it's the main climax, bro. Like we could have, she could have had that before she went to hockey camp. You know?
Yeah, I think too. Inside Out 2, like, it's such a tough bar to follow. Such a tough thing to follow. Like Inside Out was one of the greatest standalone Disney movies of all time. Like just by itself, I think it was one of the greatest. Like that movie was so good, and so like it was like you felt everything in that one movie. Like and to make a second one, obviously they were gonna do it because it was so popular. But like,
also
tough,
I think too,
tough.
it's also probably harder for us to relate to that one, the second one, because we weren't a you know a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We were probably like what 18-year-old men, so it's kind of like. For me, I can't really relate to. I can't relate to going to a hockey camp and being fake on my friends. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
So my last. Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was laughing. I was like, I was being real to my friends at basketball, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're hooping, bro. So I think for me, like, I don't know. I mean, it's a good. It's very meaningful.
Yeah.
I think, or not. I think it is very meaningful. Has a lot of value to it, but I just wasn't really my favorite movie.
Yeah, I feel it.
But you know,
my last sad moment. Monsters Inc. when Sully leaves Boo. Ouch. That one, bro. I remember watching that movie when I was like 5 and like being like,
Dude, that Loki, that might be number 1, bro.
Yeah.
That one's
that's
tough.
Up there.
That one's tough.
That's up there.
Actually, I have another one too. So if you wanna,
what you got?
In Ants or Bugs Life. That's not what I said. Ants Life. A little rip off. Whenever he's standing up to the grasshopper, bro. That part's tough, bro.
Tough.
It's hope. It's hopeful.
Okay.
It's hope core.
Hey, now getting into I got my hype. I got a couple hype ones. The Cars intro. The first scene in Cars.
Tough.
Oh, when he's like in the car getting ready to drive out in the race. Speed. I am speed. Dude, like, that got me hype, bro. Like, that was hype.
For real.
My last hype one, when Woody and Buzz fly into the moving truck on the second Toy Story, or the first Toy Story, sorry, where they're like, you know what I'm talking about? Where he's like on his back and they fly in. That's so lit.
Also, too, that one when I was talking to somebody the other day, or someone, I was talking about the new Toy Story movie, and I was like, this doesn't have that same feeling as like the early ones. It's still good. It's very good. But just like I remember when Buzz is like trying to fly or whatever, and he jumps and falls.
Yeah,
that was like I remember that moment. I was like, dang, that's such like a big moment in the movie.
Yeah,
it's like I feel like it's been a while since I've seen like a movie with that big of like an impact kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So my last two are like funny moments that I think of, like iconic funny Pixar moments. The seagulls from Nemo, or the mine, that one. And then the other one, this might have been the most funny moment I've ever seen. My last thing in a Pixar movie was just because, like I said, I'm a Toy Story guy. When he's like, "You are a toy," in the first one, Woody and Buzz. I think that was like
Buzz looking alien. Yeah, where? Yeah,
yeah. That's like I think probably the most funny Pixar moment.
I think that's the best one, bro.
Yeah, and there's probably the thing about Pixar is like there's probably so much more that we're just leaving off.
Oh yeah,
like
there's definitely movies we completely didn't even mention.
Like even like Coco, like when he plays the song.
Yeah, that's a good moment.
Like there's probably so many that we're just like not even thinking about, but that's the beauty of Pixar, I guess.
Yeah. So for our last segment, man, you know,
this is a feel good episode.
We're on the joy. We're on the joy train right now,
Love
bro. We're in Peaches and Creamville. We're in Sunshine and Rainbow Town.
This is great.
So we want to do 3 small things that bring you joy. And it can be, we kind of, this is very like, I try to be like very specific, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, obviously I can be like, oh, you know, whatever, like, I can be like, you know what I mean?
But getting a good grade on the test.
Yeah.
But I want to be more specific.
Yeah. So you want to start off with your 3 or number 3?
Sure, I'll start with number 3. Well, mine aren't really ranked.
Oh, that's fine.
Just kind of in order. I'll do it with my like kind of least important one, I guess. For me, when you're watching a show or a movie and the character like does what you want them to do, like they need to do this, or like they need to get with this person, and then they like do it, you're like, come on, like that's great.
That's
like,
the worst, bro. You watch a show and they'll do something, you're like, oh my gosh, bro. It's that one character that take 5 steps backward for every 1 forward,
dude,
bro. It's
the one character that's like living a good life, like they got their stuff together and they go get with the person that's just like a total whack and like, bro, what are you doing? So for me, when they do what you actually think they should do, or to do, I get hyped for that.
I got waking up energized 5 minutes before your alarm.
Oh.
Because this one kind of has 2 sides to it. This can be bad or good.
Yeah.
Because there's been a time where like you wake up and you're like, you think it's the middle of the night, and you look at you see what time it is, and your alarm's in 20 minutes, and you're like, dang, bro, I thought I had 2 more hours, you know. But then the good side of it is whenever you wake up. And it's like, you see the sunlight coming in your room. You're like, dang, what time is it? Did I sleep too late? And you're like 5 minutes before your alarm. And you're like, nice, bro.
On that point, too, for me, I think especially, too, at like college a lot of times, this isn't on my list, but this is a good one. It kind of relates to what you were talking about. Like, sometimes I'll go to bed, like, very focused. Like, okay, I had a good day. It was successful. And here's what I need to do tomorrow to have a good day, be successful, same thing. And sometimes I won't wake up with that same like level of locked inness, I guess. But then when I do, it's like peak.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good
we
one.
woke up locked in today, bro.
Facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
We are moving different.
So what's your other one?
My second one, this one honestly might be number 1 for me. And since we talked about the World Cup in the last episode, but since the World Cup is on, seeing people like come together through sports. Like seeing everyone be so passionate, seeing like the reaction videos every time like our soccer team has scored a goal, like everyone's just going crazy. Like Texas Live like was going insane. Like everyone's waving the flags around. Like just seeing people come together through sports, because like I think about like last year, not to like get political, but like I watched the State of the Union address last year. The only time that both the Democrats and the Republicans stood up and clapped was when the gold medal winning hockey team came in and got introduced. Like sports really does bring people together, like honestly like nothing else. Yeah. It's like seeing people be so united, like in a time where our country's so divided, seeing everyone be so united for the World Cup. Mm-hmm. No one's asking, hey, who'd you vote for in the last election? We're just here supporting the team, have a good time. Like seeing those reaction videos make me so hyped. So that's definitely one for me.
Yeah. My other one, got finding cool stuff at the Half Price Books, man.
Ooh, Half Price Books.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I find some bangers there, bro.
Dude, yes.
If you're trying to build a collection, bro, it's the best place to go. You'll find. I'm trying to tell you, like, you don't always find like the main stuff, but you'll find some sleepers there, bro.
Dude, yes. Shout out Half Price Books. I used to go there all the time when I was little. Not really as much anymore. I'm just getting back into reading, but you've been going there a lot, dude. Heck yeah.
I'm about to make a TikTok video talking about every good book I found there, bro. I'm looking at like 5 right now, bro.
Dude, heck yeah.
Be going off.
Love it. All right, so we ready for my last one?
Yeah.
My last one is when you have a good conversation with people you don't know, like good small talk, like at the gym, like the gym worker, like when you're checking into the gym, you like have a good conversation with them, like and just anyone you don't know, like even if it's like okay, like. I used to be a small talk hater, I'm not gonna lie. And then I read this study about how like small talk is like very beneficial for you, and and I kind of was thinking more about it, and I'm like, yeah, like it's good for interactions, it's good for social skills, it's good for X, Y, and Z. But like when you even if it's just like small talk, like hey, how are you? Good, like when you have a good conversation with people, like that would be mine.
And I feel like too that's more value. I feel like having a good conversation is like small talk to me is more like just kind of like random cliches. That's kind of how I view small talk. Yeah. Where it's kind of like I remember I was at the oil change place the other day, right? And I get there.
The best small talk happens at the oil change place.
Bad. And the dude gets there, and I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? He's like, another day, another $1. And I was like, oh, okay, bro. So then I get inside, right? I'm chilling. And then he checks another guy out. Oh, how's your day? He's like, you know me, another day, another $1. And I was like, bro, he said it twice.
Soundboard.
I know. And that right there, bro, like, I was like, all right. Like, I believe in small talk, obviously, but don't be a robot, bro.
Yeah, yeah. But I just think like even like someone you don't know, like asking how they are, talking to them. Hey,
Yeah.
Are you good? Good morning. Have a good day. Like that little stuff. Like have a blessed day. God bless. Like that type of stuff. Like goes a long way. And
Yeah.
It's like it's very I think it goes a long way for like socials. I think I definitely undervalued it for like.
Oh yeah,
So.
we always made fun of that kind of stuff. We always do.
100%.
But that's different, small talk is one thing, and there's weather talk, traffic talk. Like you shouldn't be making small talk on like a mass scale. Like it's like if you make a friend at work and you kind of talk to them at work, and then you go hang out somewhere, and then y'all just talk about random and then y'all talk about small talk for an extended period of time.
Yeah, and that's not what the heart of my thing is.
No,
Mine is more so like the people you don't know, the people you're not gonna see.
Yeah.
But you still have a good conversation.
But I'm thinking for like when we hated on that, that's more so what we hated on. It was just like, why do I know you for 10 years and you're still making small talk with me?
Yeah, 100% agree. So what you got for your final one?
Man,
this is gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. I'm ready for this.
Making videos with my cousin.
Oh, bro, let's go. What a guy.
You know how to get it on there, bro. I was
really
thinking, I was like, what's the best? You know what I mean? It's just.
What a guy.
It's fun, bro.
Facts, bro. Absolutely.
That's what keeps me going at work whenever I'm washing sheet pans, bro. I'm not thinking about that sheet pan.
That's why we're just out here just making content, having a good time. Like,
yeah, man.
Dude,
getting hated on, man. You gotta love it, bro.
We spent way too much time trying to make it perfect. We just wanted to make something, and here we are, bro.
Yes, sir.
Facts, bro. Absolutely. That's definitely gotta be.
But yeah. Anything else you want to add to that?
What an episode. What an episode. What a good joy-filled episode.
Yeah, man. We're gonna call this a joy. We're gonna call it episode 4 Joy Edition.
Edition.
That's what we're gonna title this, bro.
Look at Kane Naden, man. Just right here bringing people joy.
Just wholesome, bro.
Love it.
Just wholesome.
10 out of 10. What a good episode.
All right, guys. That's what we got for today. But for now, this is Kane Naden signing off.